Good morning, everyone. My name is Kei and came from based in Japan. So I wanna share you on this time to the perspective between Japan and also like Asia, and also like my a little bit more self-introduction. And I was also in entrepreneurs and twice times exit on business and relevant. Creative industry, and the first company was distribution of the CRM, and since 2000, and before the iPhone, and for the service industries, for the like hotels, restaurants, whatever, and then buyout in the Singapore funds. But after the financial crisis, it means like almost like reducing like a corporate valuation to be losing 000. I don't know that. It's a very like a tough situation. And second company was the digital advertisement for or also like a service industry. And then in Japan has had a lot of like attack to the tsunami in 2011. That's why so I totally changing mindset for the capitalism from the capitalism side to the social side. And so like we are landing like a rock climbing partners means almost like a holding company. And we are focused on like a creative things and also like a social impact to involving the tech industry. So them and also boost up of the making an impact around the world. And the other ones, Parame's production lab means like a matching platform between like creators and musicians, designers, artists, whatever. And also like other side in a social enterprise and also like a corporate partners, CBC, including a CBC and also Angel. They're making a joint venture, like a joint venture structures, and also like to do the incubation, the acceleration with both sides. So I'm gonna share you a startup ecosystem in Japan. And at first in the market size and 500 billion euro, the 2017, and also like a travel industry, almost like approximately in 8 billion, and not too big, but still keep increasing because of the Japanese government to be a campaign for the foreigners until 2020 Olympic Games. Now reducing the population and also like to the one of the ageist countries around the world. That's why so doing a campaign for the foreigners to to collaboration with make a business and also like a little bit hopefully and almost like immigrant system for the good advantage for the foreigners. And then so a little bit, drill down of the segment and so still, arrive in the travel services and hotels, a little bit more, like almost like a 20 to 25% on the creative industry. But I actually, the biggest, three dimension on the creative industry is architecture design and also like a still, advertisement and also like a food. And also, like in Japan, is supported by like almost like a CBC, corporate venture capital, than typical venture capital. Then, so you can see like almost sorry in Japanese, but almost like corporation side to supporting to the incubation and also like acceleration for the startup and also like to find out a new wave of technology involving the typical the businesses. The huge increasing now, and also like, there are lots of the successful story and involving a Japanese company, a Japanese startup, and also like a foreign startup as well. But in my field is also creative industry, and you can see like almost like Japan has lots of like creative contents. Of course, relevant like travel and also like hospitality. But it is very difficult to explore this system. Then I will show you how to, how does it work when involving the tech industry for next generation. So, yeah. Can I? Sorry.
convenience. Their society strives for efficiency.
Each floor of this building lights up and tells you what's on that floor.
Even after 6 visits here, I am still stunned by the ever-evolving culture that opens my eyes in more ways than you can imagine. Just walking down the street, any street, and every one of my senses is overwhelmed. If you've ever seen Lost in Translation, that movie perfectly depicts the feeling of Tokyo. Much like Bill Murray, I am lost in translation here, but I absolutely love it.
Konnichiwa.
Japan is different. It's electric, it's sexy, it's tasty, it's confusing, but above all, it's futuristic. The Japanese are innovators. They somehow figure things out decades before the rest of the world, either because they are geniuses or the fact that they've lived their entire existence in isolation, or both. Here are 10 ways Japan is 10 years ahead of the world. 1. Bullet trains. So this is the bullet train to Osaka, and we're gonna go check it out. Let's see what we can find. In Japan, there are over 2,300 kilometers of track with trains going 320 kilometers per hour. They carry more than 360 million passengers per year, more than the entire population of the USA. The 500-kilometer journey from Tokyo to Kyoto takes 7 hours by car, but you can zip by in 2 hours on the bullet train. 2. Robots. Call me crazy, but I think robots will be driving cars within 10 years in Japan.
This is, as you know, that produced by the
They're already serving
SoftBank.
you lunch, helping
But
you in
actually,
stores,
so you
and
can
staring at you
see,
in
like,
windows. Like
going
this
to
guy
the
named
restaurant
Pepper,
to
who's
almost
founded
like operated
SoftBank.
by the robots now.
He can
Yes.
analyze your facial expressions, follow you around, guess your current mood, or just be a cool friend to hang out with. 3. Arcade gaming.
That arcade is like 10 stories tall.
A large amount of Japanese men are obsessed with arcades, and they are really skilled, especially at the reaction games. These games make me feel like I'm in the 23rd century. Almost every video game you played as a kid was invented in Japan, so it's kind of in their blood to be gamers. 4. Super toilets. There's no place more enjoyable to go to the bathroom than Japan. I actually look forward to it. The toilets are so advanced, heating up your butt, cleaning it spotless.
That just squirted me.
And some high-tech toilets can even check your blood pressure, urine, protein, weight, and body fat. 5. Vending machines. While vending machines aren't uniquely Japanese, Japan's vending machines are unique and innovative. The country has 5.5 million vending machines. That took about 1 second. And not only for cold drinks, but for piping hot cappuccinos, strange toys, and a bunch of other wacky items.
Spaghetti bolognese sauce, just in case you wanted any carrots. Ice cream vending machine.
And this one here sells popcorn.
No joke, it's actually really good.
It's common to order meals at restaurants from a vending machine, which just makes life easier.
It's like an alley, a really creepy alley. It goes in even more. This is weird, man. Like, who buys this stuff?
6. Public transportation. For a city with 38 million people, it boggles my mind how immaculate their metro systems are. I say systems because you have multiple rail networks in one city. There are 882 interconnected rail stations in the Tokyo metropolis. Shinjuku Station is the busiest train station in the world with 3.64 million passengers daily.
This place is a madhouse.
There's just a whole new world happening underground in Tokyo. 7. Automated car parking. To save space, the Japanese invented parking lots where they stack cars on top of each other. Many apartment complexes, hotels, and restaurants have them. Think of it like a vending machine for cars. 8. Future fashion. Just walk down the street in Tokyo's Akihabara district and you'll spot many people dressed like it's the 22nd century, decked out in retro sci-fi gear and styles that you've never even thought of. And also maids. 9. Touchscreen menus. At many upscale restaurants, there's no need for hostesses and waiters when you can have an iPad or a cutting-edge screen like this one to order your food.
Order. Arigato.
10. The little things. To touch on a bunch of other random things.
Guys, I'm staying at a budget hotel. I just got out of the shower and it automatically cleans the window. In the middle of the street, they have these touchscreen things to get information.
The heaters have fans waving over it to evenly spread the warmth. The taxis will automatically open the door for you. And these vending machines are on a whole new level.
Oh, is that a vending machine?
Yeah, this is a vending machine.
Oh, so you pay with your Metro card?
While these things may exist in other countries, Japan takes them to a new level. These 10 reasons, among many others, are why I think Japan is the most futuristic country on Earth. You gotta come here and see it to believe it. I'm Trubinsky, and if you like my videos, please click subscribe and join me as I plan to visit every country in the world.
So thank you so much for the attention. So, yeah, thanks so much. So you can see that almost like involving technology for the typical hospitality, and also like making travel service qualities. And that's why, so I will share that some of the tips for the entry, or Japanese entry market entry. And also like we are already very old-fashioned, the cultures, but already completely the hardware and infrastructure is completely, produced by, the biggest company. There are, some of the, the startups wanted to be enter to the Asian market, and also like looking for the partners, means like to using the technology to service contents, and then to making like looking for the another the partners locally. And so like at first in disruption of the by using technology, and next one is automatically and to changing and by the corporation side. That's why, so it is a key for how to collaboration with Asian company, also particularly in Japanese company. Thank you so much attention.